Hi everyone, Dan Dugan here from Ed Small Business Consulting, and today I've got Matt Kiker here from Appointd. How are you, Matt?
Yeah, good, Dan. Thanks for having me on. Great to be here.
No, that's not a problem. Matt, do you want to just tell us a little bit about your business Appointd?
Yeah, sure. So, Appointed is a strategic business and technology company that really focuses on real problems where we've sort of got three sort of pillars: strategy and growth, digital transformation, and hiring or talent building. And we sort of help startups, scale ups, established businesses, build their teams and really help drive the innovative digital solutions.
Perfect. And who better to talk about recruitment than someone who's an expert? So, Matt, if I can, I'll jump straight into three quick questions for you, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
Alrighty, so the first one, as we speak in early 2024, what's the current recruitment landscape like for both employees and employers at the moment?
Yeah, so look, I think it's looking really positive. I'm optimistic. Look, no doubt there was definitely a slowdown in 2023, but it started to sort of accelerate towards the end and then really continued into the first quarter of 2024. So at present, in the Australian market, there's a bit of I guess, a holding pattern right now. Permanent hiring is probably down a little bit more than temp and contracting. So look, overall hiring continues. Unemployment's really low. Many skills still remain in demand and short supply. I think if we look at the numbers and recent sort of released figures, and Dan, I know you like your numbers. So job ads on Seek in Australia have been rising at about 2.5% between February and March. Every region throughout Australia recorded growth in March, with Canberra or ACT leading the way with an increase of up to sort of 7.7%. Northern Territory and New South Wales sort of followed up with 4% and sort of 2.6, respectively. So across industries, we found that information and communication technology really stood out. So, IT, comms, they were up about 5% during that month. Applications per job also rose about 1% in February, and this was led by about a 10% rise in the healthcare and medical sectors. So I think for employers, small businesses or business in general in 2024, I think it's shaping up to be a good year, and they should definitely feel optimistic. Lots of economies have already defied predictions and continue to grow. So projects will be kicking off, but employers are becoming more selective. So they have higher hiring benchmarks, and they still can be a little bit slow to change their minds sort of mid-process.
Fantastic, which that actually leads perfect into the next one. In terms of strategies that employers can use to attract that best talent, what are some of those strategies?
Yeah, so look, there's a few out there. So, and some that I can think of. So, firstly, I think they need to keep in mind that the best talent has shifted away from, show me the money and cool things, to really wanting more stability and certainty. So the market has really changed. So employers need to be aware of this. Secondly, make sure you create a good candidate experience. Right. By this I mean have the right stakeholders in place in the interview process from the start, and also try to keep the whole process to 7 to 10 business days from start to offer. That's really key there. Thirdly, employers really need to differentiate themselves and sell their company, right? Because top talent will always have other opportunities at the same time. Doesn't matter what the market's doing. So think about why someone will want to join your team, clear career path, learning opportunities, benefits, all of those things. And lastly, and certainly not least, but they need to be businesses really need to be absolutely crystal clear on what job they're hiring for and the responsibilities and skills that they need these people to have. because it's about your brand in the market. And if businesses aren't clear on this, not only will they lose out on this talent, but their name will get tarnished out there in the market, and they just won't attract anyone anymore.
Excellent. So what you're saying is ping pong tables are definitely out.
Yeah, look, it's yeah. I wouldn't hang your hat on just that. Absolutely.
Fantastic. All right, Matt. Well, one last one, and this one's forever the hot topic, and probably further to what you just mentioned on that previous question.
Yep.
Working from home. Obviously, it's a really hot topic. Flexibility is really high on a lot of employees' wish list. Can you just sort of explain how that's impacting employers when they're trying to get this talent through the door?
Yeah, absolutely. It is a hot topic. That's for sure. Look. I'd say it's massively impacting getting quality staff. Remote work is here to stay. To attract and retain the best talent, these people, they want to be able to balance in-person collaboration with their life outside of work. So just I've put together, I've had a look at sort of some numbers as well. So at least 25% of workers work from home at the moment, and over 60% of businesses are now offering flexible work. However, of those 60%, 35% of those businesses prefer their staff to be in person. So remote work is here to stay for the majority of industries because it's really profitable. We're talking about the hybrid working model, which is typically 2 or 3 days a week in the office. It doesn't hurt performance and has a huge sort of reduction on turnover rates. The other one is if you're looking at being fully remote, where it's 5 days a week at home. That's very, very cost effective for businesses because you don't need to pay for any office space. Someone doing like HR, payroll, data entry, etc. They don't need any office space, and you can hire them nationally or even internationally in some cases. So with both of those, working from home models, it's really very profitable, and for businesses to get either hybrid or fully remote when looking to hire quality staff. And again, if you want some further numbers, around 60% of people never work from home. So think, retail, essential workers, essential services, that sort of thing. Another 30% are hybrid workers in the office. Typically, they come into the office like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And finally, 10% are fully remote, which is mainly, again, back office staff, call centers, but even software engineers or coders as well. So this has probably been the main change, I guess, coming out of COVID, where everything else is pretty much kind of gone back to normal. So for businesses, if you're not flexible around working from home, then essentially you're going to have a much smaller market in an already tight one to entice and attract prospective sort of candidates. So having a flexibility and connection is going to be key for business and business owners moving forward in this space.
Perfect, Matt. Thank you very much. And just to sort of wrap that up, with a lot of the discussions around working from home, trust is key. So you need to trust your staff to do the work that they're there to do and focus more on outcomes as opposed to time in the chair. Because just because someone's sitting there for 8 hours doesn't mean they're achieving. So just keep those things in mind. Thank you so much for your time, Matt. Really appreciate it. And I hope everyone has a good day. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dan. Not a problem.